And one of the things I had to learn, especially when I went to California, was how to make a film. Meaning, if you're going to be in that situation, meaning if you're going to be making films, even independent films, meaning without a studio, you still had to utilize the equipment and the actors a certain way. You only have a certain amount of time and not finite money either. And so I had to learn, because prior to that, I would make a film when we had the camera. So I had to learn about scheduling. And I had to learn about trying to work within the schedule. But the trick was to get what you want within the schedule, which means a certain kind of planning and working with people who want to make the same film. So you're not arguing with actors in the morning before going on 2 hours, and then you lose 2 hours during the day. So, and a DP, for example. I think on Mean Streets we had 2 DPs, one in New York and one, I changed him when we got to LA. On Boxcar Bertha, the film I learned on, basically through Roger Corman. That's why I said he was an extraordinary university at the Corman Group. I had to shoot in 24 days with trains. A train, particularly in those days, you know, whenever you have a train, a boat is worse. A train, at least a train, when you back it up, it's on the rails. A boat can go anywhere, you know. So that's why Spielberg on Jaws, they went crazy with the boat, you know. It was a nightmare. But in the case of the trains, when you want another take, it has to back up. Time. And the clock is ticking, and you got to back it up, and something goes wrong. So what Corman said to me was, do all the train shots in the first 4 days. And I said, wow, I had it all worked out, too. I had every shot drawn because I was nervous about not knowing where to place the camera on set. And I had it in my head, and I went to the locations, I worked it all out. That doesn't mean you didn't change it. At least I had a plan, you know, and I had editing patterns worked out and that sort of thing. So I said, but that's the hardest thing. He said, that's why. So if you get the hardest thing over with, you break the back of the shoot right away in 4 days. And that's the end of it. And that's what we did, and I learned how to make a picture.